Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much to my subscribers. Welcome newcomers. I hope you like what you see, and if so, be part of this journey with us by hitting that subscription button right below in red. It's free of charge. You don't pay anything for it, and it helps the channel. And also don't forget to hit the bell notifications for new uploads. I want to thank every single one of you for all your beautiful comments and your support. Thank you so much. And I would like to mention that right up top, there's 3 little buttons. You can click there to slow down the video to the speed you would like if I'm too fast for you. Also, right next to it, there's the CC, closed caption. You can turn that on and you can pause the video and take notes of everything that will be written down here on the stitch that I will be calling. In case you don't have the CC up there or the 3 little buttons on the video up top, there's 3 little buttons. You just click there on the settings and it's in there. You can slow down the video and also turn your closed caption on. The next thing I would like to mention is in the description box, everything is always listed below. There's a little arrow right, like a V, upside down, right below the video on the right side. If you click that little arrow, everything will be in the description box. So I have my Facebook page for the crochet. I also have a Facebook group, crochet, that you can join if you have a profile on your Facebook. And you can join us in the group. It's a private group. So, of course, you have to have a profile. If you don't, then unfortunately you can't, because there's too many scammers going around with the groups, and I want to make sure that we're all safe and nobody's going around scamming anybody. I see a lot of that in the groups nowadays, and I'm taking myself away from the groups due to that fact, and also the fact that there's some nastiness going on, especially coming out of administration's mouth. That's not a good thing. So I decided to create my own, inviting you to be part of it if you'd like to. What else? So I also would like to mention, if you please want to help to donate for the women in need of thread and yarn, I need your help to buy them the thread and yarn. I have my PayPal account below in the description box. You can donate whatever you feel like. Everything adds up at the end, so we can help these women to get them busy with, creating some pieces and distract their minds from the daily life stress that they might be going through. It could be a mental stress, it could be family stress, it could be mothers alone with children that cannot afford to buy these threads and yarn. So I really want to help them out, and the only way I can do it is by you and I together helping them out. So please be generous and help out. It doesn't matter the amount. And I want to thank you so much for helping. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'm sure they will appreciate you too, very, very much so. So thank you again. Anything else? I hope I'm not forgetting. So normally when I'm calling out the stitch and I say chain 1 for space, and I usually say chain 1 separation, that means for space. If your stitch is too tight, then do an extra chain. So instead of doing 1, you do 2 chain. If your stitch is too loose, then do less 1 chain. Also, when your stitch is extremely tight, you should go with the hook, 1 hook size bigger than your normal that you use, because that will help to loosen up the stitch when you're going into the second row and try to put your stitches in. Okay, so thank you so much, everybody. We're going to get started. Please also share, give a thumbs up on the video. It helps to circulate the video and have the channel to be recognized. Share on your Facebook public with your family and friends. Have them join us together as one big family. So thank you so much, everybody. I send much hug and love to every single one of you, and many blessings from the universe. Thank you so much, everyone. Okay, everyone. So for some of you that have been following me, you know that I've uploaded the sample for this motif, and I mentioned on the video that I was creating a table runner. So if you want to create this table runner, you have to go to the first video to learn how to make the pattern, this motif here. This is the centerpiece. Now we're going to continue to create around this pattern. Okay, so we're going to turn it sideways. Okay, before we go any further, I have 47 rows. Okay, you can go as long as you like, as long as it's odd number. So you don't want to have even row numbers like 44 or 46. So I have 47 odd number, and we're going to continue to create the pattern. So I will have to remove, so we need a hook size 3. I'm using the 4-ply 100% cotton thread. We'll need a pair of scissors and a small one to tuck loose ends. Okay, and in order for you to see the stitch better, I know it's usually not good for the white because it whitens out, but because I'm using this, it's wineish purple. So what are we going to do first? First thing we want to do is the first row here. We have 2 rows of double crochets. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in the before last, so on my 36th row, let's say, I'm going to do a single and 2 chain. Inside of this space, I'm going to create 3 double crochets. And we'll call this row 1 so we don't get confused on the rows. Okay, I'm going to do 1 chain. I'm going to come inside of the next one, and I'm going to create again 4, well, this time 4 double crochet, not again because we just did 3 double crochet. We did groups of 3. So 4 double crochet inside, in top of the double crochet. We're going to do double crochet. We're going to have a total of 8 double crochets. Another double crochet, double crochet, and double crochet. So we have a group here of 3 double crochets, 1 chain separation, 4 double crochets in the corner, and 1, 2, 3, 4 double crochets, 1 per space. Chain 1, skip a space and go into the next, and we're going to create again groups of 3 double crochet, 1 per space. Chain 1, skip a space into the next one, next space, double crochet, and next space, double crochet. Chain 1 again, skip a space into the next space. So we're going to do this like this until we reach the same thing on the corner. We have to have the 4 double crochets, and then we're going to go in the corner with the 4 double crochets. Okay, so we got to make sure that we have the right amount of count. I hope I do, because I never plan this out. Yeah, I just go with the flow, and sometimes I don't match the right amount, so I work myself around it. I'm not one to design and plan stitch and things like that. It's all in the head, and a lot of times I have an imagination of something and I end up with something else. So it's always best to always look ahead of the video. So I'll meet you at the corner. Okay, so coming into the corner, I can see that I have 1, 2, 3, which normally we're skipping only 1. So that means if I was only to skip 1, I would only have 2 here, and then I'd have to go right away into there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to skip 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so I'm going to do 1 chain, and I'm coming directly into, actually no, sorry, not a smart move. Hold on, give me a second. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that means I would have to, I'm going to go back 2 more. So I'm going to, instead of skipping 1 here, I'm going to skip 2. You know, you always play with the pattern. Whoops. Play with the pattern. to have it work out for you, right? So instead of skipping, you can do that. Anyone here skip 2. It doesn't matter where you skip. So chain 1 again. So I skip 1, 2, and I'm coming in to, let me see where I'm at. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so I'm going to skip 2 again. So I need to skip twice 2 space in order to arrive exactly how we want to at the corner. Okay, so now we have our 4 double crochets exactly like we did here. So that means we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 motifs. Mind to tell you that I did 49 chain plus 4 more at the start, and then came back to the 5th space and started creating the double crochets. Just a little reminder. That's why it's always good to look ahead. But I explain this once you're doing this pattern. I explain how it's done, right? So that's important. And there's 8 motifs on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have groups. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have 9 groups of 3. Okay, so we did the 4 double crochets exactly like we have in the other corner. I'm coming into the corner here and I'm doing my 4 double crochets like we did on the other end. 2, 3, and 4. 1 chain, and I'm coming in exactly like we did here. We're going to create that group of 3 double crochet, just like that. 1 chain. We're going to skip this one here where we have the 4 double crochets, and we're coming in to the next one where we have all the double crochets and create our groups of 3 double crochet. We're going to proceed this way all the way around, so you know that when you get to the corners what you have to do. But I'll meet you at the corner just to make sure that we have the right amount. If not, then we need to play around a little bit again with the pattern. Okay? It's too bad that the color really doesn't like pop up over here, but it's a gorgeous wine color. Burgundy, purplish. I wish it would like really pop out, but I guess not. I don't know. Camera doesn't do justice. Okay, so we're getting to the end. 1 chain, so we're skipping that 1 here. We're doing the same thing, creating 3 inside of the before last row. 1 chain, coming into the corner and create our 4 double crochets. 1 per space. We need to create the 4 also so we can have our total of 8. A group of 8 double crochets like we did at the other end. And remembering that we have to skip 2 space. So I'll do it here now. Since I know it's 2 times, we need to skip 2 space in order to have the right amount. So I'm gonna, this one I'm only gonna skip 1 so they're not back to back, just because I feel like it. Not that it changes anything, but sometimes, you know, you go with the flow. 1 chain, I'm gonna skip 2 space again, and that's it. And all the other ones is 1 space only. just so we can have the same amount as we did on the other side. 1 chain separation, skip a space, and your group of 3 double crochets. So again, here I skipped 2 spaces and I went into the third one. Here I skipped only 1 and here I skipped 2. So now we're supposed to have the 9 groups of 3 double crochets. Okay, so I'll meet you here at the corner again. Okay, so if you realize we have 9 groups of 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, exactly like we did at the other edge. Now you're going to do your 4 double crochets, so we have 4, and in the corner we're going to do our 4 double crochets also. Remembering whatever we're doing here, it's always done on the other side also. Okay, so and now we can proceed the same way. So 1 chain, we're going right into the next one to create our group, exactly like we did on the other side. Trying to hide my thread here, my leftover. Group of 3, 1 chain, skip this row here and into the next. So we always work on the row where we have the double crochets. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. This is just a repeat the same way all the way around, and I'll come back to you for row 2. Okay, so we're going to come into row 2 with the white, because we're going to keep 1 row of the purple and 1 row of the white. This is what's going to give the beauty of the contrast on this. And I'm also going to add some flowers on, which I will show you afterwards how to do these margarita flowers. Very simple. But this is the plan. I'm still not done. I still have to put a pearl. So, see if you can see the contrast between the purples here. So I'm planning to put this on, but I gotta make them a little bit more smaller, like that on each side, and probably 2 green leaves or so. Okay, it's optional if you want to. I think it's gonna look beautiful, so I'm going to do it, right? All right, so back into the row here, if I can. It's always such a hassle, and it's bright daylight outside, people. Imagine that. It's just that this room is terrible for lighting. Okay, so I'm going to come in right here, just before the corner, the 8 double crochets there. Okay, so I'm going to do single and 2 chain. I'm going to come back in. I'm going to create my groups again of 3 double crochet. Trying to hide my thread here. So we have 3 double crochet. Now, okay, so next space, double crochet, and the next space, 1 double crochet. We're going to have now 3 increases, 2 double crochet inside of the same space. Okay, so we did the group of 3, 1 on top of the double crochet, 1 on top of the second double crochet, and on this third double crochet here we're going to do 2 double crochets together. On the fourth one, 2 double crochets together, and on the fifth one, 2 double crochets together. So that leaves us only 3 double crochets left. We're going to do 1 per space. It gives us the perfect corner with the double crochets. Just like that, gives us that nice round corner there. So in the space here, exactly how we did here, we're going to do the 3 double crochets, 1 chain. Now if your stitch is too tight, then you might want to do 2 chain separation, okay? And create your groups again. This is going to be repeatedly the same way all the way around. One chain and your groups. I'll meet you at the corner. Okay, so we've arrived here at this corner. I've done my group. I'm coming in with 1 double crochet, next space 1 double crochet, and the next space 1 double crochet. Now the next 3, I'm doing my increase. 2 double crochet on your 4th one, 2 double crochet on your 5th one, and 2 double crochet on your 6th one. And then the other 2, we're doing 1 double crochet per space. So you're going to have a total of 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. I'm coming in with 3 double crochet in the next space, and we're pretty much having a firm corner already. 1 chain, and we create the groups of 3 double crochet. We're going to repeat the same way all the way around, the same way as we just finished doing. So you know when you're coming to this corner here, you have to do your 3, your 1, 1, and then your increase. No, sorry. So you do your 3, your increase on the 4, 2, 4, 6, and then 1 per space. You're going to have a total of 14 double crochets. Okay? Now, 2, 4, 6, hold on, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So we have the 14. Okay, I was saying 14, but it's not 14, never mind by saying 14, because we had the 3 here. It's 17 total, so you're going to have 17 double crochets total. The thing is, you have to remember, here we started on the side, and here we're starting at the opposite way, right, on top. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17. Now we're going to continue to do the same thing. You get here, you do your 3. You're exactly how we started off with this side at the beginning, right? Because it matches the same way, right? So you're going to do your 3 double crochets, 1 double crochet in the space, another double crochet in the next space, and on the 3rd space, like we have here, you do your 2, 2, and 2 increase, and then 1 per space, and then of course the 3 here at the end. So you're going to have your total of your 17 double crochets. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end, people. Okay, I decided to come back because I am at the corner and I don't want you to get confused. Okay, so it's the same thing as when we first started, right? So we do our group of 3, 1 double crochet, next space, 1 double crochet. Now the next 3 rows we're going to do the increase. So our first increase, 2 per space, second increase, and third increase. Now 1 per space, and 3 inside of the space here, exactly like we did when we first started. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17. So we have the 17, and we'll be having 17 in all corners, okay? And again, you're going to do the same thing coming here, which will be exactly the same thing as we did here. If you look at the opposite direction of corners, we have the same way. So all you have to do is just look at it. So we're going to do our 3, and we're going to do 1, 2, 3 alone, and then 3 increases, and then the 2 last ones alone. Two last ones alone here of the group in the corner, and then 3 inside of the space here. Okay, so you're going to have your total of your 17 double crochets. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so getting into row 3. So I'm going to start my first double crochet. Just pull this up here a little bit. Make sure we get enough lighting here. On my 4th one, okay? So I'm going to come in my 4th double crochet. Single, 2 chain. Next space, single, in the next space, single. So you notice that we have the increase down here, right? So on the next space, we're going to do 2 together. It's just going to be a little bit different because we're always going to have a row that has more double crochet than one that has less, okay? We're going to put another one on the same space. So we're doing our first increase. We're going to have 3 increases just the same, but not one after the other. Next space, we're doing 1 alone. And where we have the second increase here, we're doing 2 together. So this is the second increase. 1 double crochet alone. And the last one, 2 together. And then we proceed with double crochet, and the last double crochet. So we have 3 double crochets at the end alone. 1 chain, and we come into the next space. And create our 3 double crochets. 1 chain into the next space. Okay, so I'll meet you here on this corner. Okay, so I've reached the corner here. Now, if you look carefully, there's nothing to be confused about, because if you pay attention, what we have going on here is exactly the same thing as we have going on here. So you know that we did the last one on top of this one here. That means we have to start on top of this one here. So that means we have to skip 3. So we're just doing the opposite, right? 1 chain. So we're going to skip 1, 2, 3, and we're starting off on the 4th, doing 1 double crochet per space, which is exactly like here. We have 3 alone, and then we have the increase. So it's not complicated to look at it, right? So now we have 3 alone. Remember, we have the increase here exactly how we started off here too. But if you look, we have the increase. So we did 2 together. So we're going to skip not going to skip. We're going to do the increase right here, exactly like this side. So all you have to do is just look here. So we did the increase and 1 alone, then increase, then 1 alone. So now we're going to do 1 alone, and the increase. We're doing it the opposite way. So this is the second increase, 1 alone, and this will be the 3rd increase. And then everything else is 1 alone. So we have 3 double crochets, and it ends right on top of the one here, the last one. 1 chain, and we continue on. So it becomes exactly the same thing as on this side. Okay, so I'm going to continue to do mine, and I'll meet you at the other corner, just so you don't get confused. We're going to start here again and do double crochet, double 3 double, exactly how we did right at the start. The very first one, we did 3 double crochets, right? I don't know why I'm looking here. Okay, so we 3 double crochets, and then we did the increase, 1 alone, and then the increase. And that's pretty much what we're going to do here. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3 double crochets and the increase. We're going to repeat exactly what we started. So it becomes, don't forget, the angle across are the same and these two are the same, right? But anyway, I'll meet you there. Okay, so we're at the corner. It's exactly how we started. So on your 4th, which is the line up, double crochet, and 1 more. So we have 3 double crochets alone. So here we are on the group of the increase. So we're doing an increase on the 2nd double crochet from the increase below. Next space, 1 alone. Next space, 2 together. So this is your 2nd increase. One alone, and your last increase exactly on the last one from the row before, previous row. And then 1 alone, 1 alone. So we have 3 double crochets alone, which is falls right on the edge at the end. And then we create our groups again. So you want to repeat the same thing as we just finished doing here on the other corner. Just remembering that this is the opposite side. Well, actually, you're going to come in the 4th right here and do 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and then you do your increase on the first one. Remember, we are working opposite sides. So 1, 2, 3, and then your increase. I guess you can follow this one here, because it would be the same thing as following like we did at the other side. So just skip your 3, like here, going to the 4th, and then do your 1, 2, 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, and then do your increase on the first one, right? Because the second one is one alone, so we're working the opposite side. When we started, we did the increase on the second one. Okay, so all you have to do is just copy the same thing as we just finished doing here, but copy from here on, from the left to the right. Okay. For people, of course, that are righties, because I most probably will be doing the upload on this for left-handed people. They're always in such demand for it, and I don't blame them. Poor people that work left-handed, they're always stuck with work that's right-handed. It's very hard for them. So I'll try to do my best to always upload left-handed also. Okay, so you just continue that, and once you're done, cut your thread, and we're going into the white. Okay, everyone, so pretty much finished. Now we're going to start row 4. 1, 2, 3, going into row 4. I'm going to start right on the edge, on the space here, single, 2 chain. We're going to do the 3 double crochets, and 1 on top of the double crochet from the previous row, and we will continue to do the 3 increases when we get to our group here. So we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. On your 8, we're going to do 2 double crochets together. So that means that it's from the first group below on the second increase double crochet. Okay, we're going to do 2 alone, double crochet, and on the increase again, on the second one, we're going to do 2 together, 2 double crochets alone, and 2 double crochets together. So now we've done the 3 increases. Okay, so we did the 3 double crochets inside of the space here, and then we did 1, 2, 3, 4 double crochets alone, and on the 5th one we increased 2 double crochets alone. The 3rd one we increased 2 double crochets alone. The 3rd one we increased, and now we're doing 3 double crochets alone and 3 inside of the space here. And proceed the same way. 1 chain and 3 double crochets. 1 chain and 3 double crochets. Now remembering, when we get to this corner, it will be exactly the same thing as this one here. So all we have to do is follow the same direction as we have on here, going from left to right. Of course, if you're a right person, right? So all we have to do is copy the same thing. So we know we're going to put the 3 double crochets here and do 1, 2, 3, and on the 4th one, right? So we do the 3 double crochet, 1, 2, 3, and on the 4th one we do the increase, right? Because we're doing the opposite end, right? So all we have to do is just look how I did here. But I'll meet you there. So I've reached the corner, and I'm going to repeat the same thing. So I did my 3 exactly like I did my 3. I'm going to do 3 double crochets alone and my increase. So my first double crochet, my second double crochet, and my third. Now I'm going to do my increase, and my 2 double crochets alone, and my increase, 2 together, and again my 2 double crochets alone, and my increase, 2 together. So now we have 1, 2, 3. So we know that we have just checking people. 1, 2, and the third one. 1, 2, and then the last 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. I'm just verifying. So now we're going to do the 4 double crochets alone, exactly how we started. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and we increased on the 5th. So it's the same thing as here, and doing the 3 double crochet. And we're just going to continue, and we're going to proceed again the same way as we started here. We're going to proceed exactly like the first one. Okay.